Greetings everyone, Bansokram Music here. This video is part of my quick tip series. So this week's tip is how to reduce harsh frequencies in Avenger. This happens especially with pad presets because these sounds are normally longer and so there is time for frequencies to build up as opposed to, let's say, a pluck sound, which is a very, very short sound. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to deal with that frequency buildup and make things sound generally better. Okay, so let's demonstrate this with a preset from my Sapphire expansion pack called Jungle Nights. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, so you can hear something going on there in the high frequencies, and it's on the third oscillator, which I've put this sample on the third oscillator. Let's just hear that in isolation. And you can hear that it's adding some nice interest there in the upper frequencies. Now if that happens too much, if the frequencies build up, it can become annoying and not sounding very good. So let's talk about how I dealt with that. Okay, so you're perhaps thinking of a few of the obvious things when it comes to dealing with high frequencies and trying to take them out. You're probably thinking of putting an EQ on the master effects. That is one way of looking at it. The other way, of course, is to deal with the cutoff filter. If the cutoff filter is letting too much high frequency through, then that would obviously cause a build-up in that particular range. So you can see I've lowered the cutoff a little bit, but I still had some kind of issue in terms of frequency build-up. So what is this secret tip to employ that can handle that for you? And the answer to that is to bury the sound in reverb. Okay, so let's hear the whole sound again. Okay, let's scoosh over to the reverb section here and zoom in a little bit. And let's see what happens when I take the mix right down to what you would consider a normal level. Or even further so you can hear it. And you can certainly hear those blips coming through much more strongly. And I wanted those blips to be blended more in with the background. So a common tip would be to put the mix right up to make it very wet. And to give it some depth. So those high frequencies are not so much in your face. And of course, if you look through the factory library and the pad section, you will find a lot of presets in the pad section which are not sample based, often do have the reverb turned right up, and it's to address this issue of frequency buildup and to help everything blend in better. Okay, I hope it's been helpful. Today we've learned how to address frequency buildup, especially in pads, using the cutoff filter and maybe some EQ, but primarily reverb. Okay, hope you found it helpful. If you have, click subscribe and the like button. And look out for more quick tips, sound design tutorials, and music sketches. See you next time. Cheers.